Greetings, engineer, and welcome to Factorio Mod Tips. In this episode, we're checking out Maraxsis by Melon. Settle in, strap down, and envelop yourself in a nice atmosphere, because where we're going, there is none. Maraxsis will pressure you, attempt to buckle your sanity, and put a strain on your Factorio abilities. The planet can be discovered alongside Aquilo and serves as an alternative to the frozen sea block experience. A world that is covered completely by deep, deep ocean, colorful environments, and fish. There's fish. You can fish. Finally, Factorio is complete with fishing towers. No longer are we forced to place long-handed inserters by the shore, we have dove headfirst into the deep end. Before traveling to Maraxsis, you should prepare yourself. This planet is merciless and hopeless without the proper preparation. First of all, the path to Maraxsis is blocked by big asteroids, same as Aquilo, so prepare your space-worthy brick to break through the first barrier to entry. Arriving at Maraxsis, the first thing you'll get is a feeling of impending doom. The pressure is slowly killing you, and the metal sarcophagus that you've enveloped yourself in from Fulgora suddenly turns its greatest strength against you and starts crumbling around you. No longer are you protected from anything and everything, you've succumbed to a new challenge on this planet. Bringing the right materials to Maraxsis is critical, and these will include tungsten, calcite, carbon fiber, and plenty of atmosphere. The first challenge to overcome is building a safe space to hide inside of the pressure dome. Requiring tungsten plates, glass, and pipes, it's an enormous structure that can be pumped full of safe, breathable atmosphere imported directly from Norvis. When unlocking Maraxsis, you also uncover the tech to build a submarine. The Spidertron equivalent machine you'll live your life inside of on Maraxsis. Unfortunately, it is only buildable on Maraxsis, so remember to bring its ingredients. During the trip to Maraxsis, the briefing reminds you that chemical and hydro plants can safely be built outside of a pressure dome, and these buildings will provide you with the building blocks to start your underworldly projects. Maraxsis is filled with trigger techs nudging you towards the only hope you have of escape, Project Sea Dragon. Mining sandstone unlocks the hydro plant and its associated recipes. Mining a mollusk husk unlocks glass, sand, and the pressure dome alongside of limestone and atmosphere. Placing an offshore pump lets you pump the saline water directly into pipes and begin the process of extracting salt from the ocean. This requires a salt filter built with steel and carbon fiber. Filtering the water gives you back brackish water and a saturated salt filter. The filter can be cleansed with pure H2O and returns the filter 95% of the time with a chance of carbon fiber and a little brackish water. The brackish water can be electrolyzed to produce salt, oxygen, and hydrogen. The hydrogen combines with oxygen to produce pure water, and the salt is vital in future recipes. Glass is a vital ingredient in most buildings native to Maraxsis and is the cornerstone for pressure domes. It can be crafted in a foundry with salt, sand mined directly from the seabed, and limestone from corals. Creating your first pressure dome unlocks the fishing tower alongside the recipe to craft fish food and process fish into different products, and microplastics. I knew I recognized that Fiji water bottle. At first, solar panels gives you the starting power needed to settle, but quickly you'll find that you need a stronger power generator, and this is where the salt reactor comes into place. Crafted from tungsten, processing units, glass, and brackish water, this incredible building gives you access to seemingly endless power as long as you feed it salt and uranium fuel cells. You may have noticed a small detail about the hydro plant, and that is the innate 50% quality bonus. Yes, 50%. The entire loop to acquire salt gives you back higher and higher quality filters, and the electrolysis gives you quality salt, providing increased power in the salt reactor. Establishing a power grid lets you breathe a little, and suddenly you have time to notice the finer details that this planet has to offer. Endless building ground, virtually no power drain on robots, and the trench. The trench is the deepest part of the ocean and offers the highest pressure required for some of the recipes. To go there, we must first build a submarine, and doing this unlocks vehicle patrols and automatic loading and unloading of submarines and Spidertrons. This mod also depends on several other mods that I will not go into detail about in this video, but they work excellent together. Entering the trench, you see nothing but the lowly illuminated area around your submarine until you come across the first lake of lava. Beside it is a chimney vent spewing out sulfuric gases, and mining it gives you access to tungsten pipelining. With a duct to trench, it's possible to transfer liquids between the two surfaces. The first liquid we pump up from the trench is lava to have access to endless rivers of molten iron and copper. This heavily reduces the amount of imports needed to keep Maraxis running. And with all the preparations, we finally unlock the last key to science. In the trenches lurk a creature that can be caught in special confinement cells and with a bit of fish food. The confinement cells and fish food must be brought by automated submarines from the seabed to the depths of the trenches, where the pressure is high enough to process them into a worm specimen. The hydraulic science pack is crafted on the ocean floor and is made from worm specimen, salt, and saline water, which in itself quite simple to set up. But the infrastructure needed provides a great challenge that hasn't been seen since I last played an overhaul mod. The first tech and only tech you can unlock purely with the hydraulic science pack is Project Sea Dragon. The ability to launch rockets from the deep ocean to space. Maraxis limits the rocket silos to only one recipe, and it requires super sealant substance. The last challenge to overcome before you can finally escape the waters and return to Norvis with your bounty of science and a broad selection of 12 new sciences to unlock. And this is where my story comes to a close. I'm still working on Maraxis with no intention of leaving until I have acquired the nuclear submarine. And there is still so much to unlock. Maraxis gives you access to multiple landing pads on a single surface, glass productivity, sonars, conduits, which are underwater beacons with 4 module slots, stone centrifuging, giving you access to uranium ore anywhere with stone, liquid atmosphere, research vessels reducing the stack size of science bottles, nuclear submarines and depth charges, and diving gear. Lastly, and most importantly, Maraxis gives megabases the option to make science on Maraxis with the insane 50% quality hydro plant. Maraxis is a breath of fresh air, not unlike the grand aspect of the entire Space Age DLC, and pushes what I could imagine is possible for modders to create. The multi-level surface, the intriguing crafting chain, implementation of a mix of farming, fluids, and robot logistics makes Maraxis a complicated planet to conquer, but never without the goal in sight. You slowly advance through the planet and have a clear sight what step is next. You are provided with all the tools and limited in interesting ways that forces you to utilize every aspect of what this mod brings to the table to overcome logistical challenges. I really liked Maraxis and could easily be convinced this planet was part of the Space Age DLC. I want to cover everything that Maraxis has to offer, but this is already a way longer video than I intended to make, but I feel this mod deserves it, with the passion and attention to detail that has been put into it. Thank you so much for tuning in, Engineer. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and I hope to catch you next time.